Hello everyone, welcome to Physics 242. Most of you all know me already. I'm Dr. Rogers, and I will be your physics instructor. This is a quick little walkthrough of my Physics 242 shell, as well as a answer to the question, what's up with the syllabus quiz? So why a syllabus quiz? Well, I kind of want you to watch this video, and well, that's just the kind of person that I am. There's not much joy in my life. So throughout this video, you will find kind of some nuggets on what to do for the syllabus quiz and those 5 points. If you were to click on this link right here, you'll see an about your instructor information. Best way to get in touch with me, probably email. If you click on this guy right here, I will do that because there's kind of some important stuff right here. The sample abstract is the important thing. Any lab that you do, you need to write a lab abstract and submit it with the lab. So when you click on this guy right here, I've already done it once. This is what you'll see. This is what we need, 250 words or less. Please don't write your life story. Introduction, problem, blah, blah, blah. For your sources of error, if you get more than a 0% or more than like a 1% error, then that's probably due to rounding, but something bad probably happened. So at that point, you better be shooting me an email or talking to me on my Zoom sessions. Here's a sample abstract for the ideal gas law lab that you did in Physics 241. So if I go back to the home page, what I'll do now is I'll say, hey, let's talk really quickly about the format of this class. How's it going to work? When I do this face-to-face, I do it flipped. And what that means is your homework is to watch my lectures and solve problems. And then when you come to class, you're solving problems. What I'm going to do for the online thing is I'm just going to have Zoom breakout sections, and I'm going to go around just like I did in the face-to-face setting. So for the face-to-face setting, kind of what I did was I said, okay, this is the physics classroom. I have 24 people, 6 groups of 4. Each person is an X. And I would go say, hey, any questions, any questions, any questions, any questions, any questions? And I would work my way all the way around the room. And I'd come back to this side. Any questions, 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 questions? That's what I'm going to do in my Zoom sessions. When are the Zoom sessions? Well, they're when we're supposed to be meeting. And that's going to be Monday from 11 or Wednesday from 11 until 12:20. I will be available other times. I probably will get back to emails on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and I'm probably going to do a Zoom session on Fridays, but I want to kind of see how the Monday, Wednesday thing shakes out. Just like a regular class, if you choose not to come, I'm not going to come hounding you, but if you don't submit stuff, I'll probably end up shooting you an email. So let's go ahead and talk about the syllabus quiz. Very first thing I want you to do is I want you to shoot me an email. That's my email address right there. I want several things in this email. First of all, why are you taking Physics 242? I know most of you it's before engineering, but I just kind of always like to keep a poll. There are some other things that I will ask you in this, but that's kind of the first little nugget. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the lectures in the sample tests. If I click on this guy right here, we have the lecture for Chapter 15. I highly recommend that you watch it and take some notes. These are some important things here. I've split it into 2 videos that are roughly 15 minutes or so each. I highly recommend doing a playback speed of like 2x and then go ahead and taking the extra time to physically write some notes down. You really learn things when you take down some notes. So here's me kind of going blah, blah, blah about mechanical waves. If you wanted to take a look at some solved problems, here we have a video where I'm saying, hey, here's a problem where we have some wave, and let's go ahead and solve this problem. And I have several solved problems right here. This is not going to make you an expert at solving problems, but really this is going to kind of show you the method. Anything that you do, you get to, or you become well at it when you do it yourself. So I recommend that you go ahead and you click on this PDF right here, outline problems, and when I go ahead and open these guys up, here I have the same problem. Go ahead and give this problem a go before watching my solutions to it. Right down here we also have the handout, so here we have the lectures that I went ahead and I went blah 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 about, so that way you can take some notes. Again, highly recommend that you take some notes. Here we also have links to the easy problems and the lecture problems, the 2 forms of homework that I have. I'm just going to click on the easy problems, but the lecture problems are more or less the same thing. Easy problems are easy, lecture problems are slightly harder. Go ahead and click on this guy. Actually, I've already downloaded these guys once, and here we have 4 relatively easy problems to solve worth 4 points. Go ahead and fill this guy out however you so choose. If you can write on a tablet, great. If you want to print out and take some pictures, that works too. Please do submit it as a PDF. That makes my life easier. And if it's multiple pages, please try to consolidate into one PDF. Use something like Cam Scanner or something like that. What you can then do is you can then go ahead and submit this, and I've already submitted it once. And what I will do on my end as your teacher is I will maybe point out where you type something in wrong, or if you made a mistake, you used the wrong equation. I'll give you some hints. So if you click on submission details, then here you can see kind of what I submitted previously and any comments that I made. So I'm going to scribble on that on my end, and you can go ahead. You can submit these things as many times as you want. We will get you up to a 4 out of 4 on the easy problems, as well as a 10 out of 10 on the lecture problems if you so choose. I will not submit late. I will not accept late assignments because, well, you will go ahead and you will see my solutions at the end of the lecture problems. So if I were to click on the lecture problems here, I'm going to see the lecture problems as well as the solutions, which will become available after the due date. So this is locked until the actual due date. We can do that for all the chapters, and we can also go ahead and take a look at this link right here, super important, the sample test and the solutions. Here I have a sample test. I make it side by side with a real test, and if you see a question on a mechanical wave, or if you see a question converting sound intensity to sound intensity level, then there's a really good chance you're going to see a similar problem on the real test. I highly recommend that you print out the sample tests, give yourself 3 hours, and give it a go. Then take a look at my solutions. I don't recommend that you go ahead and you just look at my solutions, because then you're like, yeah, this is easy, I got it. Again, use this however you see fit. Go back to the home page really quickly. There's not really much else there I want to talk about. Here we can kind of see when things are due. You can see that, hey, look, today he has a Zoom link, and if you click on this bad boy right here, then here we have a Zoom link that's available for an hour at 1 p.m. for today when I am recording this. I can't go ahead and click on this because I can't be both a student and a teacher at the same time. Let me go back to my class here. I'll talk you through the syllabus really quickly. Actually, before I do that, let's go ahead and do bullet point number 2. Tell me a little something about you, just like you did for Physics 241. And does Dr. Rogers accept late work? I hope you know the answer to that. I've already covered that, but I'll talk about it again in the syllabus. All right. So I'll go back to my class right here. If we click on this little syllabus tab, it's kind of nice. You can kind of see when everything is due. And you can also see where we have some Zoom sessions. So here we have a syllabus quiz that is due on the 24th. And this is a big block due date for test number 1, test number 2, test number 3, and test number 4. I think I need to see something needs to be fixed, but it'll be fixed by the time you see that. If we click on this guy, here we have the syllabus. It's got the standard VCCS description that says, hey, we're going to cover waves, electricity, magnetism, and then electromagnetic waves. You definitely need to be in Calculus 2 or have taken that. And what we're going to do is we're going to get good at solving problems in these areas. Again, face-to-face, this is a flipped classroom. Online, it's a flipped classroom, just with some breakout sessions instead of classrooms. Best way to get in touch with me is to shoot me an email, just right there. Here's the textbook, same as Physics 241, and you can get by with the previous edition to save some money. Labs, I'll show you where to find those in just a little bit, but whenever you do a lab, you definitely need to turn in an abstract. You can turn in labs as many times as you want, as long as you turn them in by the due date. That way, it's kind of like when I'm going around the room when you're doing labs and I'm like, hey, any questions? That way I can make sure you're on the right path. Homework, easy problems, and lecture problems, I don't accept them when they're late because my solutions, well, kind of appear. 4 tests scattered throughout the semester. You can have a note card just like you could in a face-to-face. And these guys will be on Canvas using some stuff that I haven't learned yet, but they will definitely be there. Please do come to class. Kind of important. That's how you learn. I guess you don't have to respect my equipment this time. Please do be respectful to each other. And last of all, don't cheat. Here's kind of the breakdown of the points. You can kind of see tests, labs, lectures, easy, and the syllabus quiz. Standard A, B, C, D applies. How much time for this class? Well, you've taken Physics 241, you've been through the ordeal, you know that we meet 6 hours per week. It's probably going to take an additional 6 outside of class. I recommend every chapter, after you solve the lecture problems with my help, you print those bad boys out and you give them a go on your own and make sure that you're really getting the material down. So that's how I suggest you spend those 6 to 8 hours outside of class. If you got a disability, then get the form to me and we'll get you squared away. Alright, so here's the breakdown, and I will note that I did something a little bit different for this online class. Rather than have, chapter 15 be due this week, 16 the next, 21 the next, 22 the next, I've kind of just said, you know what, work on everything at your own pace. I will meet you in those Zoom sessions. We'll talk about anything that you want, be it a lab, be it an easy problem, be it a lecture problem. But at the end of the day, these 4 chapters are due right here. All the labs are due. All the easy problems are due. And all the lecture problems are due. The test is due the next time that we would have a class meeting. My solutions become live for essentially all the lecture problems, so I won't take them late after that. I will note that chapters 21 and 22 are the hardest of Physics 241 and 242, and probably 243. Do not put those until the last minute, because you will pay, and you will pay heavily for these chapters. They are very hard. For the test, it's just those chapters, and then we dive through chapters 23 through 26. Boom, these guys are due. Boom, test. These guys, do them at your own pace, as long as they're due by November 4th. Do not try to do these guys on November 3rd, because, well, yeah. And last but not least, test number 4 is not cumulative, and it is going to be chapters 32 through 36. In my opinion, probably after the most difficult ones of 21, 22, the most difficult stuff would probably be in the middle here. These chapters right here, they're relatively straightforward. Okay, so that's everything I wanted to say for that. Let me go ahead and pop back to the Canvas shell. Okay, boom, now we're back in the Canvas shell, and here I am on the Syllabus tab, where we were just taking a look at that guy, and you can kind of see where everything is due. So this is, boom, chapters 15 through 21, and then the test will be on here in a little bit. I have not yet gotten to that. And then, boom, we have a big due date, and so on and so forth. While we're here, before I break away, here we can see when everything is due. Let's just talk about the labs real quick. If you go ahead and you click on this guy right here, it's going to take you to a lab simulation. You can write on either the document or the PDF, totally up to you. But what you can do is you can click on these guys. These are all simulations. I will ask that when you do these things that you please do make your text like a different color or something like that. So if I were to go ahead and click do this guy, just go ahead and make the writing purple, or go ahead and make it yellow behind it or something like that. Just that way makes my life a little bit easier. You submit these guys the same exact way that you that I showed you how to submit the easy problems. Please do submit a PDF if you're doing the thing where you print it out and you take a picture of it. Perfectly fine, but please do submit this guy right here, and please submit everything in just one PDF. It just makes loading it and grading it so much easier on my end. You can click on this Zoom tab, and you're going to see when we have the meetings. And here I have a meeting today at 1 p.m., and I'm recording this at 1:46. This meeting is going to end in exactly 1 hour, and it's probably just going to cut everybody off, to be completely honest with you. I will apologize for that ahead of time, but bear in mind I do have other classes that are following yours. Again, we will potentially have other times, or we will definitely have other times to meet and talk about things, and we'll figure those out as we go. I think I have talked enough, so I'm going to go ahead and ask you the last 2 questions here. Can you see the lecture links? I had someone taking 241 that could not see them on any platform that he was on, be it a cell phone or a computer. It was kind of weird. I just want to make sure, can you actually see these guys? Last but not least, do you want a breakout room to yourself? I know that some people just focus better by themselves. Some people like groups. Let me know, and that way I can kind of, schedule the breakout rooms accordingly. If you've worked with people in the past and you want to be grouped together with them, or if you've taken engineering with them, then just let me know and I will put you in a breakout room, as long as it's not like 10 people or something like that. With that said, I would look forward to seeing you all. I look forward to getting through Physics 242 with you, or to bring you through the journey of Physics 242. Take care. Bye.